G'day, my name's Josh Cables and I'm a dairy farmer in Tasmania. So today we are doing a huge upgrade to our old bore. A bore that we sunk back over 25 years ago now, and that was set up in a way, it was used for a couple of years. Then the control panel, which we've now turfed, was in disarray. We then got it repaired to an extent that it could be used. We've used it for the last 3 years, I guess, and it's got by, but it hasn't really kept up with the times. Technology is improving so quickly. This sort of come about at the right time, I feel.
So the previous setup had an older style of motor starter for large pumps, which is called a Star Delta setup. In this, we've gone to a full-blown VSD, because it's going to give them the ability to control the pump speed, how fast the pump ramps up and down. So during the year, as the water demand changes across the farm, he can change his pump speed. If he wants to add more equipment and use the same pump, he can bump up the pump speed as well.
For us, the control panel is now with the VSD that also keeps up with that efficiency use part as well. Like, we don't have to have it going at full noise all the time. It gives us the scope to wind it back to have other uses. The bore itself is used for mainly irrigation, and that's over at our centre pivot that waters about 20 hectares of pasture, which is incredibly important for our dairy operation. So for us, it's one of the most important tools that we're using in our summer period. And during winter, now with the box, we'll be able to fill our other water tanks and other supplies for our dairy.
The old panel that was here was a very basic setup. It had a manual basic start from a switch on the board, and it had a run-on timer. So now that we've gone to the HydroWHIZ from MATelec, we keep that time clock functionality. But what we also have enabled is the center pivot that feeds from this pump. We can now run an enable signal from the center pivot to here, and that will start the pump automatically when the center pivot calls for it. And it enables us to use the analog input from the level transducer we've got down the board. In addition to that, you can do all the manual control that we used to do via the screen or through the Propitect platform remotely. With Propitect, the system's always monitored through the HydroWHIZ. If any fault occurs with that pump, whether it's through the VSD drive, whether it's through level or anything like that, Josh will get a direct email and SMS notification of what that fault is. In addition to that, you can make parameter adjustments to the system and run the pumps manually.
Probably a massive highlight for, well, it wasn't a massive highlight, it was a massive low light that occurred about 18 months ago, and we had, like, that's the trouble with a bore. You don't know what's happening 40 metres in our case, down, below. And what had actually happened is that the motor burned out, and I continued to run that motor until it wouldn't run anymore, and that's because it blew up. And that caused huge sort of financial pressure on us, and at the time we couldn't get it repaired. And so it was just one thing after another, and really snowballed into a way that we then couldn't irrigate that 20 hectares for the following 4 months. That turned into be one of the driest summers that we'd experienced in about 20 years. So that's what happened there. So we've spent a lot of money on this pump, and we didn't have a fail-safe. And that was the biggest issue we had. We could only just turn on and off at that panel. And now with this new one, we've got a lot of fail-safes that will avoid any huge catastrophes like that.
So now that we've gone to a VSD, the VSD has parameters around things like motor current and frequency. So it's monitoring if they go outside the set parameters, and that will give him some protection there. But we also have a level transducer in this bore now that's monitoring the level of the bore, and we use that to disable the pump as well. So he's got multiple levels of protection that's going to protect that asset that's down there, and has cost a lot of money. And this is an area in an industry that needs more visibility, as Josh has said. It wants more visibility. They want simpler farming with more simplified fault response and better reliability.
Yeah, reliability is just paramount. Like we've got to milk cows every single day of the year. I need to have reliability. I need to know that I can have the support as well, like that I can call someone and actually talk to someone that is understanding of the equipment. So that, yeah, support, reliability, it just all goes hand in hand.
MATelec Australia is the optimum choice for someone looking to do an installation like this. We build and design the control hardware, the HydroWHIZ, in Australia. It's programmed by people in Australia for Australian conditions, for the type of pumps and pump systems we run. It also is a massive benefit to have the Propitect app and portal that links directly to that controller. It gives you a complete visibility of this system from the very front, very basic level, all the way up to the high level control and data logging. So MATelec are one of the few suppliers on the market that can give you a complete solution. Others might give you the software, others might give you the hardware. We give you everything from the transducer in the hole through the hardware to the portal that monitors it.
What does it mean for me to have an Australian built item? It's just that I know the quality's there. I know that it's just not a throwaway item. I feel like we're living in a society now that receives so much stuff. We purchase things that we just realise that there's going to be an end date, and it's only a matter of years. It's not like a lifetime sort of thing. So I just feel that I've got this guaranteed quality.